Hi everyone, welcome to Converse-Nation where we talk about everything and anything. My name is Afra and with me I have
Adia, and in today's topic we're going to be discussing marriage. Again, before we start, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah.
So Afra, I'm going to start with you. What were your thoughts on what marriage was? Like, what did you have in your mind before you got married?
Yeah, so marriage, what it actually is, versus what I thought before as a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I thought when I get married, you know what we see in the movies, the happiness, the joy, how the husband and wife will be chasing each other on the beach, and that how marriage is a bed of roses, you're always happy. That was what I thought that marriage was initially. And then what I found out was marriage doesn't make you happy. If you're not a happy person before marriage, you will be unhappy even in marriage. So even marriage makes you more I don't want to use the word more unhappy than you were as a single person. Yes, because marriage doesn't make you happy. It makes you, it's whatever you bring as a single person into the marriage. That is what it is. So marriage is a combination of two people. So the outcome of marriage is dependent on the two persons in the marriage. So that's my view on marriage. That's the reality of what marriage actually is versus what I thought it was before.
Yes.
Yeah. So what about you? What's your perspective of marriage?
Well, for me, I completely agree with what you said because that's exactly how I thought.
Yeah.
Is what we watched on TV. It wasn't really much of like what we saw our parents do. It was more influenced by what we saw outside. And like I would say, I had to learn that marriage is not an accomplishment. It's not something that builds or makes you, pretty much. You don't carry it on your head. Like you said, you come into that marriage as your own person, coming in with another person to complete each other.
Yeah.
So some people think that, you know, oh, once I get married, oh my God, I've done it all.
Exactly.
I've seen it all. I've accomplished the highest level of,
You know, an achievement.
Yeah, it's definitely not. You get to learn it really quickly that if you're not your own person, you're still going to be empty, like you said, even with that partner, because everyone is their own person. Yeah. Right? Is there anything else that you know?
Yeah. So to me, like you said, marriage it actually doesn't, it's not an achievement, it's not an accomplishment, it's an invitation to work, because when you get into it, you know, oh, you just work has just begun. It's two people from different backgrounds, different parenting, different maybe tribes or nation or country or whatever coming together. So you don't expect to know, you don't even know the person. People that are married for 20 years don't even know each other completely. So there's a lot of differences. It's work. People say marriage is work, and why they say it is because it takes maturity to stay in marriage.
Definitely.
Because both of you will just keep working on each other. There are things that you see in your spouse that you do not like. There's a lot of things he would see in you that he would want to work on. So it will take maturity to not argue or to not fight about these differences, to understand it, and then compatibility comes in. You know how to work it out. You know how to make sure that the marriage just stays, you know, both of you stay happy. So it's more like pleasing your spouse, making sure you're not doing anything wrong, or your spouse at the same time. It's, for me, let me just cut the long story short, marriage is sacrifice. On both parties. It's not just one person. So that's why I say it's maturity.
Okay. Now, do you think that friendship has a lot to do with marriage? Like, what do you, because some people will say marriage is not made up of just love at all. It takes way more than love to sustain a marriage. What do you think? Do you think friendship has a lot to do with it?
Yes, for me, people think, a lot of people, when I was younger, I thought that way, but I grew. Even when I was single, I got matured. Think that once you get married, especially Christian sisters, oh, it's from morning to night sex. That's the part that's sweetened every side the marriage. Oh, from morning to night, you're going to be doing it, and you find that in marriage, you don't. Friendship is the key. Friendship is the most important part, because what you have sex once in a day, maybe 5, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then what happens for the rest of the 23 hours that you have? of the day. People will be staring at each
Yeah,
other, or
you
everybody
each other
goes to find
is-
what makes them happy. That's not marriage. Marriage is actually friendship. You guys come together and talk about things, just about events, talk about people, laugh, So for me, I think it's important that you find your friend and marry your friend, because that's what makes marriage fun.
Yes.
If not, it'll be frustrating and boring. So that's my take on it.
Yeah.
Friendship is important. Sex, romance, all of that, it doesn't last more than 1 hour.
It's secondary, yeah. Or whoever you marry, make them your friend. Make it a priority to make them your friends. Because I'll just give you an example. Like for me, the time that I actually came to realization that okay, it's friendship that actually matters here is when you're angry, right? You don't want to talk to the person, but then you'll be looking at videos on TikTok, something funny. The first thing that comes into your mind is like, oh, I wish I can laugh with my friend. Like you want to show your husband or your wife that video, then you'll be like, oh no, I'm still mad. So I'll just laugh by myself. Do you get what I mean? Like that person now has become like that friend, or even like within siblings where you guys are fighting. At the end, when something funny comes up, that just takes that whole environment of fighting and anger away, because you're automatically seeing that person as your friend. Oh my god, babe, look at this, is so funny.
Exactly.
It just breaks the ice. Right? So
it's companionship, basically. That's the goal for marriage. And like you said, if you don't feel that way about the person you're married to, you shouldn't be married to the person in the first place. Like you're angry with your spouse and you're comfortable. There's no pinch in your heart. You don't feel heavy. You don't feel sad. You don't love the person. No, you're in the wrong marriage. You're married to the wrong person, right? So it's important in marriage, like she said, to be married to your friend. Or even if you're not married to your friend, make the person your friend in the marriage. You guys should grow into friends. That's my take on marriage. Yeah.
So guys, remember, I mean, when you're young, you have a lot of ideas in your head, movies and shows, but the reality is the same relationship you have with your siblings, where nothing can actually break it most of the time, is the same thing that you want with a spouse or a friend, right? You can't be mad at them forever. You can't resent them for their faults, because we all have faults. You're not perfect.
And then I also wanted to mention, marriage doesn't give you freedom, because a lot of people want to get out of their parents' houses. In quotes, you want to be free.
Not lie.
When you're married, it's worse. When you now have a child, it's worse, because you now have responsibility. Now it's not your parents telling you to stay put or not to go out or anything. It's you. Responsibility is keeping you at home.
Yes.
You have to take care of your family. You have to take care of your child and stuff. So that's what makes marriage. That's what makes it a myth. For a lot of people that are not in marriage, they have this myth of everybody wants to be with their life partner, everybody wants to be with their, they say the yin and yang, being yin and yang, Romeo and Juliet. So it's not all fairy tale. Marriage is work, marriage is maturity, marriage is sacrifice. Yeah, that's it for us. Don't forget, like she said, to subscribe, share, and like, and comment.
Yes,
we want to know your view on the topic marriage, what you thought it was versus reality.
Yes. Okay guys, so we've just come to the end of our discussion today. Just remember, we would love to hear from you guys. Just make sure that you leave your comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.